Oh, hi there. My goal as an author is pure, to make money. And in order to do that, I have to get my book on your bookshelf. Today's guest has a totally different goal, which is to get other people's books on your bookshelf. Glory Edim started a book club called Well-Read Black Girl that promotes female Black authors. And her book, Well-Read Black Girl, is a collection of essays that, a lot like this show, expresses people's love of reading. I can't wait to see your bookshelf and find out how many great books are missing from mine.
Show your shelf, show some spine. Dust off your tiny jacket, show me yours, I'll show you mine. We're delighted to have you with us. Perhaps we appear pretentious, but we're sincerely here to share the wealth. So show your shelf, show your shelf, show your shelf.
Glory, thank you so much for coming on Show Your Shelf. I was so impressed with this book. So impressed that you got a publishing house not to put a dust jacket on it, which I fought for on my books and lost hard. How'd you do that?
We first started on Instagram, and Instagram is all about aesthetics. And so taking it off of digital and bringing it onto real life, I knew people would be taking photos of it, and I just wanted it to feel beautiful and just awesome to hold.
We want to do this thing that we're calling Shelfies,
okay,
which involves, it's a selfie with your bookshelf.
Here's my bookshelf. I have Rita Dove.
Wait, Rita Dove. Rita Dove, that was on my mom's bookshelf growing up. Who is Rita Dove?
She is an incredible poet. Yeah, she was a poet laureate for many years. You need to have her book. Of course, we have the classics like Zora Neale Hurston. We also have some Audre Lorde, lots of short stories, lots of Toni Morrison again, Tar Baby, as well as Sula, which is needed. Everyone should read Sula.
I have not. I should read that next, yes. Right? Is that
read
next?
It next. Have but you've done Bluest Eye.
I did Bluest Eye freshman year of college.
Have you done Beloved? It's basically an incredible ghost story. Do you like horror?
I don't.
It's fine. And we won't judge you.
So what percentage of that bookshelf is by Black women authors?
Oh, I would probably say 90%.
Okay, so after college, I was over a friend's house, and we both majored in English in college together. We both worked at the same magazine as interns together. Mm-hmm. And I saw her bookshelf. She was a Black woman. Yeah. Saw her bookshelf, and it was radically different than mine.
Yes.
And it was shocking because I was we have the exact same in my head background.
Right.
Why would our books be so different? So wait, can I show you my bookshelf and you can judge it?
Yeah, totally. Let me see.
All right, I haven't done this with anyone before. What are your thoughts? What are your honest? Don't be nice. What are your reactions here?
Honestly, I haven't read a lot of these books.
I probably haven't either. But yeah. But what are But back to your bookshelf has a much higher percentage of Black women writers than mine. Being a white guy.
Remember, I went to a historically Black college. I went to Howard University. And
I went to a historically white college.
I don't think I had ever read an autobiography by a Black woman until I encountered Maya Angelou. And before then it was the narrative of Frederick Douglass. You know what I mean? So I had read a lot of autobiographies, and so I just kind of devoured Maya Angelou, and then she named all these incredible people that she worked with or encountered. So I was if I'm reading her and she worked with James Baldwin, I have to read him next. And then James Baldwin is referencing, another amazing artist or writer. And then I read Ralph Ellison. It just kind of became the spiral of recommendations from the books I was reading. Does that make sense?
Totally, which is probably how my shelf got so white male, right? Because they were all referencing each other.
Exactly.
So when you see this, are you oh, come on, you should have more Black women on your bookshelf? What are your feelings?
I'm not judging you.
Judge me.
Judging you. However, you can diversify just a little bit. But you could probably say the same thing about me. I have all Black women, so maybe we should do a book swap. That's probably what
book swap. We both live in LA.
Yes.
Honestly. Okay. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna mail you Ben Franklin's Almanac. Don't feel like you have to read it. It just should look good on your shelf.
Yes.
Diversify your shelf.
I can post for it on Instagram.
We asked you to choose 3 books that have influenced you. One of the books you picked is Starside of Bird Hill.
But
that is some cover. My
isn't it
God.
so beautiful? Like,
I don't know what I feel. I'm feeling lots of things. So how long ago did you read that?
I read this when I first moved to New York in 2012. And this was the book that started the Well-Read Black Girl Book Club.
How so?
Yeah, because I met the author at Greenlight Bookstore. Her name is Naomi Jackson. And then I invited her to come to our book club, and she was the very first author that we had.
Who invites like an author to come to their personal book club?
I don't know, but at the time I had just started my Instagram, so I probably had like less than 100 followers, but I was like starting to like post things and talk about books that I loved. And she just was so generous. She said yes. I think also she was new to it too. This was her first book, and she was excited that someone was, you know, inviting her to a book club. So she ended up talking to us about her book and craft and what it was like to grow up in Brooklyn, and just like even her MFA. She just talked to us for hours.
One of the books you picked is Jazz by Toni Morrison.
I read Jazz in the point in time where I was trying to figure out my like romantic self, and I gave this book to a boy that I really liked, which is insane because if you know the premise of Jazz, it's about a murder. And it's all about this couple. Their relationship starts to splinter, and the husband has an affair with a younger girl. And I was gonna say spoiler, but if you haven't read it by now,
no, we're good. We're good.
It's clear. It's clearly. But he kills the young girl out of just this obsessive love.
Wait, but what were you thinking when you gave this to a dude?
I was insane. I just was so enthralled with it. Like I just loved Toni Morrison, and I thought of this idea of it being so unconditional, but in retrospect, it was just like really obsessive and scary, and like.
But there was something romantic about the intensity of it.
The intensity of it, yes. I doubt he even read the book. I really doubt it, but it's okay. Like honestly, it's like things like that. As long as you're being generous with your own self and the things that you love, you know, it's like you have your favorite song and you share it with someone. I feel like the same thing with the book. It's like a special thing that if they get it, if they really get it and appreciate it, they get you.
It was like a nerd mixtape.
This one's signed from Sadia Hartman, Dr. Sadia Hartman. It's the book Wayward Lives, Beautiful Experiments. So I read the book, but I also did it in audio as well. So sometimes I do that if I want to get feel closer to the book. If it's something that's really, if it's more than 400 pages, I'll listen to it and kind of track read as well.
Wait, track read? So you read it normally and then you read it on audio as you're listening to it as you look at it?
Yeah. I'll just like kind of like, and it has to be where I'm like really relaxed on, you know, a Sunday where I can like put it on the speaker, put my feet up, and really, because it helps me just understand the analysis of the book if it's something more complicated than reading a romance or a mystery, you know. Wait,
what's that deal? I see it right there. It's like, no, that page, it was like highlighted or what?
Oh yeah, so.
Is that by you?
Gosh, there's this book is so many highlights.
Wait, so when you read a book, you sit there with it looks like different colors of highlighter? What is going on?
I know. It just depends on how like deep I'm getting into the book. Like it for me, because I want to remember it and I want to be able to reference it in other conversations. And with all these books too, I just often feel like they're in conversation with one another. So if I'm reading a poem and it makes me think of an essay, I'll try to kind of bring them together.
Bring them together in what way? Just in your head, or what do you mean?
Yeah, just in my head. A lot of times, because I'm a writer too, I'm looking at structure and form and how they really build passages, how they build suspense, what feels like really heavily researched versus just straight from the imagination. So Alice Walker's In Search of Our Mother's Gardens. She created the framework around being a womanist instead of a feminist, being a womanist. And
well, I don't know what that means.
So
right.
This is, it's the 70s, it's the late 70s, 80s, where, there isn't necessarily there's a lot of respectability politics that are happening with like Black ideals and the way you're supposed to act and be in certain spaces. You have Toni Morrison, you have Alice Walker, you have Maya Angelou, and even then, like in the beginning of their careers, you have Nikki Giovanni. They're all part of the Black arts movement, and there's not necessarily a defining, overarching theme for the work they're doing. I think that's what she's trying to find. Like, in this time, this is what it means to be a person who's in charge of their own destiny, who is not being oppressed by the patriarchy or any other, or racism or any other things that could be holding them back. Oh.
We sent you a gift. Do you happen to have that nearby? Not to ruin it for you, but it's a book. And okay, so the idea is I picked a book that I thought in a very specific way represented who I think you are. So it embodies you in some way. I've now put too much pressure on this gift. Please just open it. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh, this is awesome. Because she's sassy. I love Dorothy Parker.
So I think of you as very like earnest and upbeat and not like Dorothy Parker, but Dorothy Parker I think of as someone who's so smart and so confident and so good at organizing. I mean, she was really the head of that Algonquin Roundtable. And I think of you as just such an amazing, I was trying to think of someone who is an amazing host, but still doesn't disappear into the situation.
Oh, that's so amazing. Thank you. I love her. She's great. She's like really great. And I love this cover too.
Glory, thank you so much for doing this and showing us your shelf and judging me. I appreciate it. I will be sending you a book in the mail.
Thank you for having me on the show. It's awesome. And you will be getting a lot of Alice Walker from me.